quite well on the land and whatnot. The problem, like you said, is governance. Poor governance. So it's poor leadership. We have faulted from one leadership to another who seem to get up there, who is a good start off, and then they falter. Why? Because the system corrupts them. For example, it's even the COMELEC, for example. You know, we allow the system, like the COMELEC, they try to be good people. The people of the commissioners have real integrity, but the system, as it goes down the line, to the different COMELEC agencies that go down to the local government, start to get corrupted. Ergo, you have the system of what we just seen. It's called electronic fraud. The way it's been going. So nangyayari nito, it's the people that keep faulting. You need not go too far, and you will see corruption beside you. In the street, in the store, when you when you commute in a bus, in a jeep, the conductor, pag kilala mo, hindi mo na kailangan bayaran, pare, okay na yan, di ba? Nagko-corrupt niya, iniisa niya yung may-ari, yung businessman na may-ari ng bus. Kung kaya i-corrupt, ko-corrupting ka. How did we get this way? How... Considering we are so Catholic-oriented, we're the only real Catholic nation in Southeast Asia. What happened to us? Nawala ang moralidad natin. I mean, my gosh, it is acceptable to us to go into TV and to run after and step over each other who are dying. Case in point is the ultra experience, di ba? And then 2 weeks later, the same show goes back on and he becomes the most popular celebrity. Yeah.
Best paid.
After the death of 157, where people were climbing over each other. I mean, what has happened? It is acceptable to us to listen on radio when we hear gay speak, and then here comes the church saying, you shouldn't teach sex education, but it's okay to go around and wear a dress if you're a guy. Baliktad. And go on radio and say all the weirdest things, and be a congressman and say SOB. What happened to us? If we promote the culture of what we all currently live in, how can we develop the leaders that we require to lead us when the leaders have a hard time because the people in the bottom believe it's the other way around? How do we change this? Obviously, education. Yes, education.
Yeah, but go ahead. Before I put in my 2 cents worth. Yeah.
If you read the newspaper today, the witness who testified against Sapatuan was killed. He had no defense. He had no help at all. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is that if you just have the right kinds of decisions, management decisions, you'll do well. For example, food security. Let's go back to food security.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to compliment the Department of Agriculture because when we started this Alliance Agricultura, see, it's management again. For the first time,
PO yan, hindi gobyerno yan, PO yan. People's organization.
Yeah. But what we did is we told the government to publicize it through media that actually, for 1/5 the money, you could have the same result. What do I mean?
Okay.
That's terrific, actually.
You know what they do is they build these new things so that it's bigger Korakot if it's big, so they have it, big, new all the time, right? Okay, fine. It takes only 60,000 pesos to repair something that is broken down. 60,000.
Yeah.
Then you have one more cropping season. To have one more cropping season, you go to a new place and you spend 300,000, right? So that you can have 5 times the impact just with that single decision, right? Even if they're corrupt left and right and all that. That decision will help food security. Now, what happened? You know, when we use media, you know, it used to be the repair was only 20%. Now it's up to 70%. So they did listen, right?
Yeah.
But they can do that more. The return on investment analysis, when you put money, right, into something, are you sure it gets better return than the other? For example...
That's a management decision.
Yeah. But how much money will give, for example, expensive big dams versus putting the same money into certified seeds? Right? I've done an analysis on that.
Yeah.
They don't do that. They should do that. If you have more money in seeds than in big irrigation dams, then you put the seeds here. And you have to have a balanced portfolio, like management, balanced portfolio.
Comparative analysis.
Now, that thing, I know it's not done. It can be done, okay? And I think that if we do those management decisions that we have, now, there's all this little corruption going on. Okay, instead of attacking the whole thing, do the big ones first. The big ones will use billions for corruptions. Then you have, for example, a system. I understand Department of National Defense. I understand. It's now a better procurement system. If that is true, that saved a lot of money, right? So why you should bother about the guy?
Don't mess with the military. Tatanggaling ka niyan pag mahuli mo sila.
Well, I don't know. They were going to kill me, but I was able to get out of it. But I'm just saying that we have to see what are the manageable, winnable things, and the ones that we cannot win because powers are too strong, later na sila. And hopefully, we will get to that nation that we used to be. We were in this
Gentlemen, we've run out of time.
Yeah.
I've been trying to slow it down because they're showing me 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. It's already done. But a quick message to our viewers because we have to end the program. Would you like to have a short message?
Yes, this is the only country
and
we
get
have.
environment in. Yeah. Go ahead. Anyway you want it. Go ahead.
The only country we have to help. We have a new government. We must help it all we can. And the most important thing right now is both food security and environment, right? Because these are the challenges. You can slip on the other areas. For example, you can slip a bit on maybe some building technology, but you cannot slip on food because that's a crisis of the world, and environment is the crisis of the world. And therefore, we need all that we can get in these two because these are the main problems. And instead of just saying we have a bad culture, we must say, what can we do with management systems to make those two things help?
Gil? Okay. Well, my take is this. It's simple. The problems, all problems, must be taken care of by a good management system. You must have to have a good strategy. You don't have a strategy, nothing will work. You know? Then you have to eliminate the culture of impunity, whether it's for tort, crime, violation of the Constitution, and whatever. But you have to have that kind of punishment and reward. You must have that. You cannot dangle, you cannot incentivize a person without dangling the carrot and using the stick at the same time. You know, that's just human nature. And the third one, I think, is we have got to believe in whatever we do. Because the Filipino has one major defect, and this is ningaskugon. There is no, like Ernie was saying earlier, there's no stick onto it until the last minute. Go and accomplish it. Don't be ashamed, because there is something to be done, and there's nobody else to do it but us.
Thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed our program. We'd like to say it again. We have a patriot with us. We have Ernesto Ordoñez, who served the country for many, many years. Now, the idea that he's already mentioned many times over is we are not lacking in management resources. We just have to look for them. I guess the category would be competence, tsaka yung talagang pagmamahal sa Pilipinas. Marami sa atin yung sinasabi pero hindi naman natin ginagawa. Sa bagay, very rare do you see even a Filipino that raises his flag or puts a flag in front of his house because he really feels nationalistic about it. The only nationalism that you and I carry is the thickness of our wallet or our pocketbook and our savings account. Alam mo, well, you know, I'm not saying, when I was asked by Secretary Ordoñez, so what do you think, Harry? I was taken aback because normally I've never asked this question. I like to look at the resource people that come on. It's not exactly what I think. I think what matters is the critical thinking that should be going on in your minds right now as you're watching us. We are not here to entertain you. We are only here to generate some type of critical thinking so you can be part of the solution, no longer the problem. Hindi na pwedeng ignorance, which is always what we are always saying to each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go forward with nation building. Yes, food security is an issue. The environment is definitely a real priority. But first and foremost, at this point in time, let's congratulate our incoming president, whether he is your president or not, whether you voted him or not, or whether you think electronic fraud brought him in or not. Ganito, we have to move forward, and let's just hope and pray to God we're going to go forward. Maraming salamat po. My name is Harry Tumbuat. You've been watching GNN. Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you.